12th of September, Rabbi Furst, Mishna Berura.
Good morning. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here again at Shiva Samanavshi, your Islam Care Zoom. This is our second show in the morning. We're learning Hilchos Rosh Hashana and the Mishnah Berura, Siman Tov Kuf Beis. That's what we'll start today. Siman Tov Kuf Beis. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mayor, it's three. Who would like to read?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Tough cuff days.
Yeah. Tov Kuf Pay Base. Tov Kuf Pay Base.
Hey, babe.
Okay. Seder Tefillah, sorry, Teshuva.
Yes. Exactly.
Okay. Seder Tefillah, sorry, Teshuva, Rosh Hashana, Ubo, Tesam. This is 9 Sif. You start to make Teshuva Omer HaMelech HaKadosh, the HaMelech HaMishpat. You say HaMelech HaKadosh in Avos.
Yeah, that's in the third bracha of Shmones, right? Right.
Right. Okay. Melech Mishpat in Mishpat later on in Shemona Esrei. If you make a mistake, or shehu mesafek imhu behamelech hakadosh, or you made a mistake, or you had a suffix whether or not you said Hamelech hakadosh chozer l'rosh, you go back to the beginning and start all over again. Avimhu hamelech mishpat. In the case of hamelech mishpat, im niskar kodem sheikar raglav. You remember before you take 3 steps back. Choser lebirchas hashivenu. You go back to hashivenu. Ve'omer misham ve'elach and just continue from there. Al seder in order. Imlo niskar. Already step back. Ein leil b'sof kuf yud zayin. Choser l'rosh, go back to the beginning. Should work here. Let's see. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Biasari made teshuva. The Maril Kosev, the Maril writes the Yesh Mimkomos Nogin Lomer Me'arvis B'Shnei Leil Shel Rosh Hashana. That we also say this during the 2 nights of the first days of Rosh Hashana. Okay, Beino again came Mimkomet. We're not really this in our market, but we do say that.
Yeah, but there are those that say that to say if this is a quote Ma'aravis, that's like a special piyut. That's a special.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, not in Marv. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Name Shir Shvachos, because they are praise songs of praise. Vod Kosev B'Shem Hamanhig. We also wrote the name of Hamanhig Minhagim. Denoagin Hakal Lomer Pasuk Tikkun B'Chodesh Shofar that we say Tikkun B'Chodesh Shofar, which is I guess the Yom for Thursday.
Yes. Right.
V'lo hava hefsek dehava kigeula aruchta, and saying it is not considered a hefsek; it's just a long geula. It's considered just lengthen the geula bracha.
Right. So you have the similar thing on Shabbos, Meyer of Shabbos. There are those who say the special hosafa between the end of the bracha and the beginning of Shmon Esrei.
But when we say Tikkun B'Chodesh Shofar, isn't that after we're done davening? Don't we say that at the end?
Yeah, that's for the Shir Shel Yom, but this is a special. They had this. I think it's just the pasuk they had. They just did the pasuk, not the whole kapitel. Yeah, that's in the morning. Yeah, that's the Shir Show Yom.
Okay, Hamelach Kadosh, Mishum She'achshav Haim Yimei Din, because now these are the days of Din. Shekadosh
Yeah, if I don't know if you have it, it's in my siddur as a matter of fact. There's this after the bracha Habashki Venu on Myron for Shabbos before Shmon Esrei, right? So the bracha ends Baruch Hashem HaPores Sukkos Shalom Aleinu Al Kol Amo Yisrael. So if you look at the siddur has, there are some that say every Shabbos. I've very rarely been in a minyan where they do this, but there are those obviously that do it, that they say some special psukim for Shabbos, and they say for Rosh Hashana, for Yom Kippur, they also say for the Shosh Megalim. So if you look there in the siddur, you'll see that's what Mishna was referring to.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Hamelach Kadosh, Mishum She'achshav Haim Yimei Din, because now it's days of Din. She'akadosh Baruch Hu Yoshev, because Hashem is sitting. The Din Kol Olam, and He's judging the whole world. Umara Malchuso Umem Shalaso Shu B'chol Mashalah. And you people see His kingdom and His glory, because it's all glory. Okay. Oshar Yisuf Misafik. Hazaka ma shehu ragilhu mazki, because people, you have a hazaka that you say what you normally been saying, and here's a change, and you might not have remembered to make the change.
Right. So we assume that he didn't make the change because it's only done these for these 10 days during the year. So if he's masupik, we'll assume that he's said what he usually says.
V'hachalo mahani sheyomer tisha pamim kmo b'simin kufyud samaches. Oh, and that saying it 90 times doesn't help. As we say in kufyud samaches, we say
that's sifches. Kufyud dalad sifches.
Kufyud dalad siftes. B'sim kufyud siftes. We're talking about
I think the Moshe Berura from
Geshem. The Pacha Eno Rashai Lomer Baruchata Hashem to have a birchas but levatala, because be a bircha levatala. V'yomer below shame. If you say without Hashem's name, you came to tefillah b'tefillah k'she'amar b'shem and when you're davening, you have to say Hashem's name. Yaksil lilamudo lomerukat Hashem ha'kel kadosh. When you practice, you're not going to say Hashem's name, so you're still not going to be in the practice of saying it correctly. So when you do say Hashem's name, you'll go back to ha'kel kadosh instead of hamelach kadosh. Hilchach leis takanta. Therefore, it's not a solution.
Right.
Beginning. Gimel brachas rishonim chashuvas ke'echad, because the first two brachas are considered as one. You make a mistake in any of them, you go back to the beginning, say them all over again. V'im Rosh Chodesh
Rosh Hashana.
of Rosh Hashana.
Yeah.
Rosh Hashana, who Yom Kippur Nodeh Lo she Hispal al Haseder Lo Mechein Tein Pachtecha. When you're davening correctly, you have to say V'chein Tein Akshem Mafsik B'Gemar Habrach.
He's Mesupik. He's Mesupik B'Gemar Bracha. He's only Mesupik if he was Messiah Melech Kadosh.
Bracha Im Sayim Hamelech HaKadosh, whether he said Hamelech HaKadosh or not, after the Ain't Sorach Lachzi, it's possible you don't have to go back. You lo shayach lomer bezeh karagil, because you haven't said the bracha already normally. So since you're saying a different bracha, you're going to end it differently. There's not a problem. The karagil is shlono b'chol shana you say during the rest of the year. Machmas hatos shemosev lomer kodem siyum habracha. Because of the distance you make before the end of the bracha, it's not the same bracha anymore. It's your not likely to say Hakel Kodesh at that point.
Right.
Amarle Simon Samach Kufyud Sof Simon Kufyud Zion. Simon Hay Sif Hay the Ayin Sham. I'm not sure what the Mishna is saying over here.
Okay, that Ayin Le'el Sof Simin Kufyud Zion.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, okay. I was in.
Just take a look in terms of that reference, what that's supposed to be. Just take a look there about the main close of the Rosh.
We're looking for Kufyud Zion.
Kufyud Zion, right?
Let's see if I can find it. Kuf. Lamed Kuf. Kuf Yud Zion Dini Birchas Hashanim. Okay. Kuf Yud Zion. Birchas Hashanim Tzarech Lomer Bo B'Yemos HaGeshamim Tein Tal Matar. In the Birchas Hashanim during the winter months or rainy months, you say Tein Tal Matar. U'Meschilin Lishol Matar B'Chutz La'aretz B'Tfilas Arvis Shel Yom Yom Shishim Achar Tkuvas Tishrei, and you begin to ask for rain outside of Eretz Yisrael in Mariv, 60 days after Tkuvas Tishrei. Okay. But Eretz Yisrael Maschilin Lishol B'Mel Zion B'Mar Cheshvan. In Israel, we start asking on Zion Cheshvan. B'Shoelim Ad Filas Mincha Al Shel Erev Yom Tov Rishon Shel Pesach. We keep asking up until Mincha before the first day of Pesach. Umisham ve'elach poskin mishol, and from there on we stop asking.
I think the issue was just referencing the rules are about going back and repeating or not, and I think that's just relevant to those rules over there.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let's continue back where we are here, because that's not going to be. Person makes a mistake, so Mark Locus whether he has to go back or not. So that'll basically is going to make a difference if he made a mistake, or rather he's masupik during the weekdays, which there is no hasafa of the v'chein, and therefore if it's on a weekday he'll probably have to go back. If he's masupik on the Yom Tov, Rosh Hashana rather, or Yom Kippur, he probably won't, because we'll assume that maybe he did what he's supposed to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Go back in, let's see, we did that. And hey Vav. Ayin Le'el Simin Kufyur Ches. The Sham Pasuk Ramah. The Halacha. The Im Omer Melech Ohev Sadaku Mishpat. If you continue to say Melech Ohev Sadaku Mishpat, which is what we normally say during the year, Kivin Jehizkir Melech, since you've already mentioned Malchus in the bracha anyhow, Ein Tzarech Lachzir, you don't have to go back over it. Then Sham Mishna Berura Sif Kuf Gimel Masha Kasu Sham B'Shem HaAchronim B'Zev. The Achronim say about that.
Good.
Okay, Imar Hakel Kadosh Tokdei Dibur Nazka Rom Hamelcha Kadosh Itzrak La'azer V'Kena Din BeHamelcha Mishpat. If you say Hakel Kadosh and you in Tokdei Dibur you realize you have to, and you change it to Hamelcha Kadosh, you don't have to go back, and that's the din also by Hamelcha Mishpat. Okay.
Right. Good.
Tokdei Dibur Hainu Shalo Hainu Shalo Sha'a Mishkamer Hakel Kadosh Rakade Gimel Tevos, V'im Shah Yoter Mishir Zeh. I guess that's the time it says to say 3 words.
Right.
If
Shalom Aleichem, Rebbe. Right. 3 words. Shalom Aleichem, Rebbe.
Lo Mahani doesn't help. Chazra, you have to go back. So you have to go back. What Chav Zion? What's Chav Zion?
Calls man shalo hitil.
Kozman Shalo Hitil Adayim Bracha Acheres. Elokeinu. If it'll tokadei dibur chazal Rosh.
Right.
So what?
If he started the next bracha, right? Atachone das. If he started, he said Hakel Kadosh, and then he said it right away. He said Atachone das, and even if it was still Tokadei Dibor, he doesn't have to go. He cannot go back and correct it now because he started the next bracha. Tokadei Dibor only helps you if you're still in between the end of the bracha, Hamelech Kadosh, which you should have said, and beginning the bracha of Atachone.
Okay. Veno eno tzarich la'achzir. You don't have to go back to the beginning. Hainu afilu lo nizkar shehu yemei teshuva. So you remember that it was during the days of teshuva. U'ba'esh amar baruch atah Hashem haya b'daito gamkein l'sayim hakel kadosh. Afilu haki kivin sheb b'losof nizkar v'amar hamelcha kadosh mahani. Okay, that this is even if you didn't remember that it was a Sarah Shubin at the time you said Baruch Atah Hashem, you had in mind to say Hakel Kadosh, and even if that's the case, but even at that point, you still remember in time and say Hamelach Kadosh, then it works. V'chein adin Azil l'shitza b'sif hakodem l'fima shepasek harama b'simin kufyut ches b'kol gavne etrach l'chazir imlo shamar b'pam harishon hakel ohev tzedakah mishpat v'lo hizker melech. If you said, I guess if you said Hakel Ohev Tzedakah Mishpat and you didn't say Melech, what you have to do in that case?
Right.
But that would be like very strange because that's not what you normally say during the year.
You don't say that at all, right? That's all.
So it's like you make the wrong change. It doesn't work.
Yeah, correct.
Okay. Gimel?
Yeah. Right. Good. Gimel.
B'Shabbat Benatayim, I guess this is Shabbat Shuvah. Arvi Birchas Mein Sheva. In Arvis, you say Birchas Mein Sheva. In Mein Sheva, we say Hamelcha Kadosh instead of Hakel Kadosh. Fine. When you say Shemona Esrei in Shabbos, which is Birchas Mein Sheva, you say Hamelcha Kadosh instead of Hakel Kadosh. Okay, fine. Okay. Haga Huadin Imuchal Rosh Hashana b'Shabbos, and this is the same case when Rosh Hashana falls on Shabbos. Osem. Okay, the king Kishacha Yom Kippur b'Shabbos, and similarly when Yom Kippur falls on Shabbos, then you end the bracha Hamelcha Kadosh. So with it, this is really.
Yeah.
This is talking about the fourth bracha, right? Oheva,
Shows many.
but that's not the case. We don't say that. We say, Baruch Hashem, Oheva, we say, it's a Shabbos, it's Yisrael, it's Rosh, like we do on Yom Tov.
Shabbos,
Yom Rosh Hashana, it's a Shabbos Yisrael Yom Kippurim, right?
right.
So what's the Ramah saying here? We says Messiah only for Shabbos, but that's not. But we don't Messiah. We're just saying it falls on Shabbos. We're not Messiah only for Shabbos.
Look at the Mr. Brewer and Yud Beis.
Yud Beis, v'kol shechal v'chuli. Rotzlomer gam kain de eno chosem b'shel Yom Kippurim rak b'shel Shabbos. Uv'kol Yom Tov shechal yos b'Shabbos she'eno maskir bo shel Yom Tov. U'kanal b'simin reish samaches siftes ayin sham. But that doesn't seem to be our minhag, because I know we do mention it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. That Mr. Brewer didn't mention anything here about it. On a race summit test, if test, we'll say race summit test, if test, we'll say. Race summit test. Race summit test. If test. Yom Tov Shechol Shabbos Eino Maz Kishel Yom Tov B'Brukas Mayan Shelo. That's Mayan Sheva. This is talking about. That's talking about the Brukas Mayan Shelo, Mayan Sheva. Don't mention Yom Tov in Mayan Sheva. Okay, so what's that to do with us now?
Mayan Sheva is the fourth bracha. Mayan Sheva is the fourth bracha in Shemona Esrei, right?
No, I think no. This is referring to the Chazuras Hashatz by Yom Tov and by Shabbos. When he does a Magen Avos, he does by Shabbos, right? He only mentions Shabbos. He doesn't mention anything else on that. When the Shatz goes. After we say Vayechulo, says then after that there's Magen Avos, correct?
Right.
There's only mention of Shabbos. There's no other mention of anything else, even if Shabbos comes out with Yom Tov.
Don't say anything after Chazar. So you say Kaddish.
No, but it says that. But we say. Then Kaddish.
Right.
That's it.
After Shemona Esrei, we just say Kaddish. There's no additions afterwards. So we wouldn't make it. So on Shabbos, when it falls on Shabbos, there's no addition to make either. Even though you could ask the question.
Yeah, well, no, and we still say even on Yom Tov Shabbos, we still say Magen Avos.
No. If Sukkot falls on a Wednesday,
yeah,
okay, and you after Shemona Esrei on Marav,
right.
There's no main Sheva at that point.
That's right, correct, right.
Okay, so we don't say anything after Shemona Esrei for Yom Tov.
Right, it's only for Shabbos we say this, right? Because this was made for the people who came late to the davening, that they should have sort of a chazor. They should be able to daven.
So That's why we don't add anything when Yom Tov falls on Shabbos, because when Yom Tov falls by itself, we don't add anything.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So when Shabbos and Yom comes out, we just say for Shabbos, and we don't mention anything for Yom. Likewise, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. All right.
Okay.
I see we've gone overtime. Okay, I guess we'll have to stop here. Let's see, we finished.
Everybody.
Okay, we're in the middle. Okay, we'll see what we have. Okay, very good. Everyone should have a good day. Hope to see you all
Okay,
tomorrow.
you too, Rabbi.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Lou. Thank you, Liz. Should be well.
Thank you, Rabbi.